Welcome to part 2 of the 3-part series, 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. In this video, we will build the question using the base 10 blocks. So go ahead and build 11 multiplied by 12 using your base 10 blocks. Instead of using the base 10 blocks to build the answer, we are going to represent the value of the base 10 blocks. If you are working using the actual blocks or the printable blocks, you can just go ahead and write these numbers on the paper or on a side paper. If you are doing it using the online manipulatives, you can go into General Tools and pull out the text box and plug those numbers in. The screencasting tool that I have gives me a pen to use. The pen isn't great, so my printing isn't going to be very nice, so I apologize, but I will always say the numbers that I am writing down. So the first thing I asked you to do when solving this question after building the question was to find a base 10 block that fit right in here that had this as a width and this as a length. Well, what base 10 block was that? Well, it was the 100. So we will put down 100 here. And then I asked you what base 10 block fit right in here that had this 10 as a width and this 1 as a length. And you said that was the 10. So we'll write down 10 here. Then we found another base 10 block that was 10 multiplied by 1. And you said 10. Then we looked for another base 10 block right here that had this 1 as a width and this 10 as a length. And you said that was 10. And then we looked for a base 10 block that fit right in here. That was 1 by 1. And you said that was 1. And the last piece, we were looking for a base 10 block that was 1 multiplied by 1. And what was our last step? Well, to add it all up. So 100, 110, 120, 130, 131, 132. So my answer to 11 multiplied by 12 is 132. Our next question was 13 multiplied by 13. So go ahead and build 13 multiplied by 13 for the question. And then I'll meet you back here to work on the answer. So you should have 13 multiplied by 13 built. Now let's take a look at what the values of the base 10 blocks we would have used are. So we're looking for a base 10 block that is 10 multiplied by 10. Well, 10 multiplied by 10 is 100. Then we looked for a base 10 block here. That's 10 multiplied by 1. Well, that's 10. And we're looking for a base 10 block, 10 multiplied by 1. Well, that's 10. Looking for a base 10 block, that's 10 multiplied by 1. Well, that's 10. We're looking for a base 10 block that belongs here. That is 1 multiplied by 10, which is 10. Another base 10 block, that's 1 multiplied by 10. And then another base 10 block, that's 1 multiplied by 10. And then down here, we've got 1 multiplied by 1. 1 multiplied by 1, 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 and then 2 more ones. When we're done, we just add it up. 100, 110, 20, 30, 140, 150, 160, and there's 9 here, so 169. Excellent. Our next question is 12 multiplied by 14. Go ahead and build the question and figure out the answer, and I'll see you back in a minute. So I have 100, 110, 20, 130, 40, 50, 60, 168. So my answer is 168. Go ahead and solve 11 multiplied by 15. My answer is 165. The next question, 14 multiplied by 13. So I have 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 170 plus 12, 182. Now the next question is 15 multiplied by 13. And obviously I'm not going to redo all of that work. So I can just bring out another tile here and I can add in what I would be missing. So take a moment to add that in. So I needed to add another 13 in. So I end up with 195. The next question, 16 multiplied by 12. All right, so I kind of grouped mine together to make it a little bit easier to count. 100, 160, 180, 192. And now we're on our last question, which was the puzzler from the first video. 21 multiplied by 13. Go ahead and fill that in, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, I have 100, 200, 260, 270, 271, 272, 273. So my answer to that is 273. So now you can go ahead and try any 2-digit by 2-digit number using this process. And then when you're feeling pretty confident, go ahead and move on to part 3.